win, go win, go win, go win, go win, win, go win.
Let's go to the Eastern Conference. Let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. Boy, has it been a struggle. If you are a Milwaukee Bucks fan out there in the state of Wisconsin, it's been a mess up there in Milwaukee as the Bucks are 31-48 this season. And Shams Charania, he writes stories and is an insider for ESPN. He has an article on ESPN.com, and it's about the Bucks and their toxic relationship with Giannis. And the article is titled, quote, "Inside the Fractured Relationship Between Giannis and the Bucks." And this is Shams, a Bucks source on Giannis' relationship with the team right now. This is a source. They say, quote, "This is as toxic of a team situation as any in the league," end quote. And it's Giannis not playing in enough games has also cost him a bonus from Nike. So, first and foremost, when it comes to this toxic relationship involving Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, I believe the Milwaukee Bucks are doing Giannis a disservice by not allowing him to actually play in basketball games. Because Thanasis Antetokounmpo and Alex Antetokounmpo, those are Giannis's two brothers who play on the Milwaukee Bucks. And let's be real, the only reason why Thanasis and Alex are members of the Milwaukee Bucks are because of Giannis. And Thanasis and Alex, they owe Giannis for the rest of their lives, because Giannis is the only damn reason why these two brothers have a contract with the Milwaukee Bucks. It's only because of Giannis and the weight that Giannis carries being a member of the Milwaukee Bucks and being the superstar in Milwaukee for their basketball team. That's the only reason why Alex and Thanasis are on the Milwaukee Bucks. So let's be clear about that. But I also believe that's one of the reasons why the Bucks should allow Giannis to actually play in games. Because Giannis is probably thinking, if these are going to be my last days as a member of the Milwaukee Bucks, I want to at least get an opportunity to be able to play with my brothers. I want to at least get an opportunity to be able to play with my brothers. We're not going to the playoffs. The Bucks are not championship contenders. They are essentially trying to lose games at this point, but at least allow Giannis to play with his brothers. The man, when he's healthy, he's a top 3 player in pro basketball. He brought a championship to the city of Milwaukee, and he is one of the greatest Bucks players in franchise history. So I believe the Bucks have done Giannis a disservice by not allowing him to actually play in basketball games. And it's actually hurt Giannis because it costed him a bonus from Nike. So I know Giannis is pissed because the Bucks have not allowed him to play in basketball games, and it's cost him money. But also in this toxic relationship with Giannis and the Bucks, I feel like this relationship honestly came to an end last year in the offseason. I believe the Milwaukee Bucks made a mistake by not trading Giannis last offseason. You lost Damian Lillard to a torn Achilles last year in the postseason. You then move off of Damian Lillard and you sign Miles Turner to a $100 million contract a contract that he is not worth and has not lived up to. I love Miles Turner, but Miles Turner is not worth $100 million. And the Milwaukee Bucks turned around and signed Miles Turner in free agency and gave him $100 million. $100 million. And they did that because they wanted to convince themselves and convince Giannis that they actually were championship contenders. And this Bucks team, they were never championship contenders this season. They were never championship contenders. And when you have a star that wants out, you have to blow it up. You gotta blow it up because the relationship is only going to become more toxic as time goes along. And Giannis' relationship with the Milwaukee Bucks organization has become toxic. And honestly, I'm getting tired of talking about it. I'm talking about it with family and friends and NBA friends, and it's like, break up already. Break up already. And the thing is, though, the one thing I blame Giannis for, Giannis has not publicly came out and demanded a trade out of Milwaukee. I fault Giannis for that. Stop being the nice guy. Stop being the nice guy. Come out and say you want out of Milwaukee. It's almost like two people who are in a relationship or a marriage, and they both know this relationship or marriage is going absolutely nowhere. Somebody has to be the one to rip the Band-Aid off and break up with the other person. And right now, neither Giannis or the Bucks organization want to break up with the other individual. But we both know both parties want out. But another thing with the Milwaukee Bucks that I find interesting is Doc Rivers. And I'm looking at Doc Rivers since he's taken over as head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. Doc Rivers is 96-101. So remember in 2023, the Bucks decided to fire Adrian Griffin. And Adrian Griffin, he was 30-13 as head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. And they fired Adrian Griffin essentially for Doc Rivers. Well, that Doc Rivers experiment in Milwaukee has been a failure. It's been a failure. And I thought that the organization's thought process was, we are going to bring Doc Rivers in and he's going to be an upgrade over Adrian Griffin. And Doc Rivers has not been an upgrade over Adrian Griffin. As a matter of fact, the Bucks have been worse since Doc Rivers has taken over as their head coach. At least with Adrian Griffin, they were 30-13, so they had won 70% of their games under Adrian Griffin. But they have been awful under Doc Rivers. 96-101? 96-101. And the thing is with Doc Rivers, because he deserves some blame in this situation as well. I look at it, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, he has 1,193 career wins as an NBA head coach. That is ranked 6th most in NBA history. Doc Rivers is 114-112 in the playoffs, his career record, that is. He has the 4th most wins and 2nd most losses all time. So you got the best of both worlds with Doc Rivers. He won an NBA championship in 2008 with the Boston Celtics, and he was the 2000 NBA Coach of the Year with the Orlando Magic. And he is a top 15 NBA head coach of all time. But Doc Rivers hasn't won anything since he was the head coach of the Boston Celtics. That Celtics team had Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo. That Celtics team was loaded. We talk about the big three in Miami with LeBron, Bosh, and D-Wade. The first big three was in Boston with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. That was the first big three. And Doc Rivers was able to win a championship with that team, but Doc Rivers hasn't done anything since 2008. Since 2008, he's been in LA with the Clippers, he's been in Philadelphia with the 76ers, and now he's in Milwaukee with the Bucks, and Doc Rivers hasn't done anything since he won a championship in 2008 with the Boston Celtics. And I know Doc Rivers has forgotten more basketball than I'll ever know, but he hasn't accomplished much since he won his championship in 2008 with the Boston Celtics. And I believe he also deserves blame for this toxic relationship between Giannis and the Bucks organization. He deserves blame for that. And the thing is, before the season, Doc Rivers was talking about how this was probably going to be his last season coaching in the NBA. You already have a star in Giannis who wants out, and then you have the head coach talk about how this probably is going to be it for him, and it's probably going to be his last season coaching in the NBA. I believe the Milwaukee Bucks, they were doomed from the start. They were doomed from the start at the beginning of the season when Doc Rivers came out and said this is going to be his last season because he has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And Giannis clearly has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It is a toxic relationship. It is time for Milwaukee and Giannis to part ways. It is time. We have come to that conclusion, and I believe that the only thing is, I will say, because the relationship is so toxic between Giannis and the Bucks right now, the only thing that could hurt Giannis is they are not going to trade him to a team that he prefers. Now the Bucks are going to do what's in the best interest of the Milwaukee Bucks. They are not going to trade Giannis to a team that he actually prefers. They're going to try and get the best deal for them because the relationship is so toxic between the two right now. It's so bad. It's so bad right now. Giannis privately and publicly has came out and basically accused the Milwaukee Bucks of tanking. He basically came out and said they are tanking, trying to lose games. That's how bad it is right now in Milwaukee between the Bucks and Giannis. That's bad when you have a superstar essentially calling out his organization for tanking. It is a mess in Milwaukee. But good thing for Bucks fans, football season is in September, and the Packers will be Super Bowl contenders in the NFC. You can book that. And Jordan Love's the top 10 quarterback in pro football. But those are my thoughts on Giannis and the Bucks situation right now in Milwaukee. It's a mess. They need to break up quick, fast, and in a hurry.